everybody, it's me, John Ward, and I am here with Donald Wills, and we are back with another film discussion. How are you, Donald?
Woo!
Ooh.
I'm here in the creepy basement.
Yeah, that's if you move the camera over, are we gonna see somebody like locked up in chains, like on some dirty old like mattress?
Don't tell nobody.
Shut up, you! Shut
Shut
up!
up!
Don't you say anything! Don't you say
Say
anything!
Say anything. Okay.
Have John
Okay.
Wick
Sorry about
coming
that,
after
guys.
you.
There's a big mouse down here.
Huge mouse,
Mouse.
huge.
No, well,
Uh,
to be quite honest, I'll the reason I'm down here and it is like not 80 anywhere from 80 to 90 degrees for the last couple of weeks, and it's hot in the room I was in for the last couple of episodes. So I decided to come down to the basement.
it actually looks good for the basement. You're well lit. You sound fine. I mean,
There you go.
maybe that's a normal place from now on.
There we go. I'll take it.
Yeah. So it's because it's funny when I hear people talk about heat or cold or whatever being in Vegas. You saying 80 degrees for me is like winter.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, since we can get up to like 120, you walk
Oh wow.
outside and you practically pass out. But
Yeah.
it's yeah. So for me, 80 degrees is like, all right, that's fine. That's cool by me.
Around here, up here in Pennsylvania, 90 when it hits 85, 90, we're all like, kill us now.
Well, yeah, you hear people in California because they're used to like 72, and they're just like, it is now 80 degrees and we are dying. The volcanoes are erupting. It's just like, okay, California, whatever. It's not like the seas are boiling over and acid rain and everything. But
Then again, it's California.
I was about to say that. Yeah, it is the whiniest state in the country. So, but sadly, my state, which I used to love, but that's a whole other video. We are here to talk about John Wick and the world of John Wick and the films of John Wick and the what does this say? Yeah, from the world of John Wick, all that stuff, however you want to call it.
Yeah.
And I got my little wallpaper there, which has pretty much everybody in it from all the movies and everything. And you were the one who came up with the John Wick idea. Why John Wick?
Well, to be quite honest, I haven't seen the movies, so I've owned them all. I've always wanted to see them, so I was like, you know what, these doing these videos just seem to get me out of the movie hoarding and actually go get in my what the crap is that, man? You just went,
That's what happens when I hear that somebody hasn't seen any of the John Wick movies.
Well, I have corrected it now, so
okay.
Or did I?
John
who?
John, yeah. Bob Smith? What? Who?
Bob Smith? Who?
Well, this is my whole John Wick collection. It is missing one movie, which is the documentary Wick is Pain, that is in the mail right now. So this will have one more to it, and so that one will unfortunately we'll talk about it, but it I'll show the poster, but I can't show the movie because I don't have it yet. It says I think it just showed up because I think it's from like Taiwan or something, and they said it just showed up here in the States, so I'll probably get it in like a couple weeks. But yeah, so these are primarily what we're going to be kind of looking at here. And so John Wick 2, John Wick 3, John Wick 4, Continental, which I know you haven't seen, so I'll just briefly go over it, and Ballerina. And then there are some spin-offs that can also be briefly talked about. And if you go in an order, which is what I would like to go into, instead of when they were released, I'd like to do kind of more of a chronological order. it would look like this. So Continental would be first, then John Wick 2, John Wick 3, then Ballerina, and then John Wick 4. And then the spin-offs will, I guess, kind of came up. So what it is that it's the guys who made John Wick kind of went off and did their own thing. So it could be a writer, it could be a director, and they made these movies, which would be like Atomic Blonde, Nobody, and even though it's always from the producers of, or from the writer of, or from the director of, they say that they are within the universe, but they can't say that they're in the world of John Wick. They're because of copyright issues and stuff like that.
It's the unofficial.
Yeah, and that's been done a couple of times. Like there's that old TV show called A Secret Agent, or like Secret Agent Man, and they say that which was like the 50s, and then in the 70s there's The Prisoner, and they're saying, oh no, that character is actually on the island, he's the prisoner, but we can't say it is because it's two different companies, but it's the same actor. And this is, I think it's a secret agent. And then when he's done being the agent, he went to this island where all the agents go. There's also Sean Connery. It's said that The Rock is his last James Bond movie, that James Bond, they sent James Bond to Alcatraz, and he escaped, and then they put him in this big prison, and then had to bring him back to get rid of the bad guys. But so I think that type of thing is kind of fun. So that's where Atomic Blonde and Nobody comes in. What I did find interesting with John Wick 4 is there's the black character with the dog, and they keep asking him who he is, and he keeps saying nobody. So I wonder if nobody is kind of like a name, it's
maybe their way of trying to connect
the
movie Nobody with John Wick, but unofficially doing it.
Yeah, like it's like a whole organization, and they're all nobody. So when somebody, could be a man, a woman, it doesn't matter, and they just say, well, who are you? And they just go nobody. And there's a whole group of them. That's kind of, because I did rewatch a while back I watched Atomic Blonde and Nobody, and then I just rewatched Nobody 2. And I do like to think that they're all within the same world. They just unfortunately can't. I think they can connect. It might be like Atomic Blonde with, it's one of them. They actually can connect them, but they can't do all three, which is unfortunate. So
unless the only way they could do that is if the studio that owns John Wick buys out the company that owns Atomic Blonde and Nobody, or vice versa.
Yeah. You would have to do like a New Line Cinema type of thing, where they own Freddy, they own Jason, and then they could finally, bring them all together. But I don't know if that would ever happen. So
it could be. It's a dream. It's a dream.
If
not, we can have the unofficial version, or we can have our headcanon.
Yeah. There you go. Exactly. That's a good way of saying it. So trying to find something here that is, there we go. So I'll mention this. So this is the Continental. So it was a 3-part movie. It's basically, I want to say like between 80 and 90 minutes for each part. It is a prequel to John Wick, and it's how the Continental that's in New York is formed. And I do own it, but this is a bootleg because it has it's Peacock, so it's never officially come out. And it's even got all the writing on there, though. I think I got this from I think all of these come from like China or something, but they're done really, really nicely. They got this really kind of nice box
You want to
And
bring up the video so we can see it?
oh yeah, good. Hey man, good idea. There we go.
There we
So
go.
it's got this box, which is it's actually really nice. It's not like paper,
Mhm.
but it's got like the like the writing in there. Like I don't know exactly what that is, like
Like
Chinese or whatever.
Chinese or Mandarin or something.
Yeah, and then I think that they do good jobs with these. I have a few of these. Um,
Mhm.
this is going to kind of be the same thing that Wick is Pain is going to come in, and
Yeah.
I watched it on a Peacock, so I've never taken the disc out, so I'm hoping they're okay. But they're set nice. I mean, they got the plastic here to protect them.
Okay.
And I and it even opens. Yeah, so it even opens up. So they do good jobs
Oh
on
wow.
this stuff for
Yeah.
bootlegs. Um,
So what did you
oh,
think of the TV show, John?
well, OGP and I, we both watched it. He liked it. I did not.
Okay.
I did not think if you watched these three movies, that yeah, of the show, I don't think it would match to the first movie. It just didn't work for me. Um,
Okay.
I so the idea of it is, and this is the premise. It's very short. So it does say alternate history. The Continental from the world of John Wick tells the background story of how Winston Scott, in an alternate history 1970s, came to his position as proprietor of the New York branch of the Continental chain of hotels, safe havens for professional assassins, on the grounds of which no business may ever take place. And the one thing that I did like, and which kind of made me keep watching it because I wasn't getting into it. I just didn't dig it that much. Mel Gibson is the main guy in it.
Nice.
So yeah, so I was pretty happy with that. But I just never felt that the regular characters that we get from the movies, that this is them, that this is the, but it does say an alternate history, which is kind of weird. um
So
so
it's kind of like the Winston we see from the movies is a different version of him, maybe?
yeah, because I think that's who the guy's supposed to, because I think that's supposed to be him there,
Okay.
but it just
But
I
it's
don't it
not this but it's not the same
yeah,
actor from the movies.
no,
Ah, okay, yeah.
I don't know, maybe because while I was rewatching all these for this video, I really got into it, and I think John Wick, the whole franchise, is probably my third favorite action
Mhm.
franchise. Mission Impossible, then Fast and Furious, and then this. I really got into rewatching all
Boo.
these, but I did.
Boo to the Fast and Furious.
Oh, how dare you! Eventually, we're going to do all of those. I'm going to force you. I'm going to force you to watch every movie, every spinoff, every short film,
Oh God.
everything, and we're going to do it
John.
in chronological order. So you're going to
John.
start with like Tokyo Drift and go forward.
John. You
Sure.
said you wanted these up you said you wanted these videos to be shorter, not longer.
Well, those true. We'll do Cliff Notes versions of those. So, but
We
yeah. So I
raced.
yeah, I just didn't. Yeah, it just is. So we I just bring it up to people that it's out there. So that then would lead us to the first John Wick movie, which I absolutely love. But it is not my favorite John Wick movie. And we can discuss that later about what in some sort of order. So what do you think about the first John Wick movie? How do you own them? How do you have it? I have it by itself.
I have the box set.
Okay, so let's see.
So
So we'll remove
uh
this for a moment.
it's basically all the discs. Uh John Wick 4? Maybe. Yeah. Oh, okay. They have the Blu-rays and up front, and then basically, I already use the digital code, so it doesn't really matter.
Are
So
they
there's
all blue? They're all Blu-ray?
The Blu-ray and DVD. So
Oh,
we got
sweet.
John
Okay.
Wick John Wick 1 and 2, then 3 and 4 all on Blu-ray, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4 on DVD.
Okay. All right.
So,
Okay. So that's cool that they do both.
well, the nice thing about this is that it comes with these awesome art cards. So there's art cards. It's from John Wick 4, I believe.
Yeah, yeah, it's Donnie Yen. Yeah. Oh, those are sweet.
I have these out of order from before.
Well, that's okay. Yeah, that's neat. Okay. Or is it like one for each? Like each side is a different movie, or
I think it's each
just
one of
pictures?
them is each movie.
Okay.
I'm assuming, and then this one's only one-sided. I'm assuming this is from 4, because he uses nunchucks in the 4th movie, right? So they have 2 of them for one.
Them in a couple movies, but
Oh,
because there's only 4 movies, so there should only be.
Yeah, well, they should have at least like maybe one picture per. But
maybe
anyway,
just different art for the films.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
So I picked the Donnie Yen one because Donnie Yen's the goat, man.
Yeah, he's great. So yeah, mine I have on these. So an ex-friend who will be nameless said, "Hey, can I borrow the movie so my boyfriend and I can watch them?" I'm like, I don't like giving out movies to people. And she goes, "Oh no, trust me, I'll get them back to you in like a month." So I gave her John Wick 1, 2, and 3 DVDs.
Mm-hmm.
And so right now I only have the Blu-ray. We are no longer friends. She's had them for close to 2 years. We are not speaking, all because she simply could not return my movies to me. So now I either have to just live with the Blu-ray, which is fine, or I have to go buy the DVDs and put them inside these. So John Wick 1, 2, and 3 on what I own are gone. And that's like the one thing to end a friendship with me is fuck up my movies somehow. And and so it's and and especially with John Wick, all you had to do was return them. That's all it was. So so what are your thoughts on John Wick on the first film?
Well, the first movie I enjoyed. The whole time I was watching it, I was glued to the screen. From action-packed from beginning to end. I mean, the first little bit is slow, but it's engaging. So, and Keanu Reeves does such a great job. I mean, I can't see anybody else play John Wick. So if they ever do a John Wick 5, which I don't know if they can or not, they're talking about it.
Yeah, it's in the works type of thing.
It better still if they somehow, they didn't really say he's dead, but they did imply he's dead. So we don't know.
We see him in part 4. We see him collapse on the stairs, and then we do see a grave, but we never see him in the grave. We never see him in the in the casket. We never see him. So it could be fake. That's what they could say. There could be John Wick Jr., I guess. They tried with Ballerina, but that failed, unfortunately. So I love John Wick. I originally heard about this. I did not see the first one in the theater because I just was not a big Keanu Reeves fan. And but people were saying you need to see it because he takes revenge for his dog being killed. And I thought that was hilarious, but it didn't get me, into the theater. And so I kind of regret that, especially look at that, especially with that face, that face. How can you not take revenge? I mean, it just sucks.
I would kill for that puppy. You kill my puppy, I'm coming after you.
Well, it's great that it's just, it's like three things. It's of course, his wife dying, then
Hmm.
and then she leaves him the dog with the note, and
Hmm.
then it's the car, and
Yeah.
it so it seems to be more the puppy than the car, but it's still it all kind of adds up.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And and you've seen the documentaries, so we know that the original cut of this movie, he was just brooding through the entire film, that he was
Yeah.
just sad walking around the house making coffee. So the version they came out with was perfect. I can only imagine
Yeah.
what that other one must have been like. I mean, just it was probably very long and boring. um but I really loved the first one. I thought it was really good. What would you give it on a scale of 1 to 5?
I gave it a 4.
Oh, okay. I okay. Okay. I could do 4. I could see
Yeah.
4.
Yeah.
Yeah, because thinking of the other films, yeah, I could do 4. So
Yeah.
uh, um so John Wick, it was released in October 24th of 2014.
Hmm.
Worldwide, well, its budget was between 20 and 30 million. It made, and I'm just going to say like the first few numbers, I'm not going to read off the entire thing, but it made 86 million.
Okay.
So off of a 20 to 30 million dollar budget, that's a hit.
Yeah.
So can't
Especially when you watch the documentary, they said how much they struggled at the beginning.
yeah.
Trying to get funding. I don't know if you want to talk about the documentary throughout, or you want to talk about the documentary as a whole, or
I guess we could, that we could talk about it for each film. Let me just show people what the cover looks like here, since I don't have a disc yet.
yeah, I don't. I'm
There's it.
going to order one. I just haven't got it
Oh,
ordered yet. But
there it is. And so this is a 2 hour documentary, maybe a little over 2 hours. It's around the length of a John Wick movie, and it goes from the just the idea of John Wick
mhm.
all the way up to part 4.
Yes,
It does not bring up Ballerina, but it's just the first 4 John Wick movies. So we do Atomic Blonde is brought up because one of the co-directors does leave to go do that,
hmm,
but Nobody is not brought up. The
yeah,
Continental is not brought up. Um, and this is obviously a fairly new documentary, because they do talk about all of part 4.
yeah,
Uh, they don't bring up Donnie Yen. He is right now making it. It could even be finished, maybe in post production. His own spinoff for his character. Um,
okay,
yeah, which I'm excited for. That's
yeah,
his arm right there in the wallpaper. That's him right there.
yeah,
He is great. He is one of the best martial
oh yeah,
artists out there.
oh yeah,
But this is a great documentary. They explain what the title means. Wick is pain, which came from Keanu Reeves basically destroying his body on set. And just, they're like, you okay? You okay? And he's like, Wick is pain. Wick is pain. And that kind of been it's kind of the thing that went throughout the movie, is that, with how much him, the other actors, and everything went through, just with doing the stunts and everything.
especially his stunt double. His stunt double went through a lot of pain
Yeah,
and stuff. So
yeah. This is a great documentary. I
yeah,
highly recommend it. It is primarily they interview a lot of like cast and crew,
mhm,
um, but it's mostly the director and Keanu Reeves. Seem to be having a great time, being interviewed for this,
yeah,
talking back and forth. We do learn that the co-directors worked on like Van Damme movies, and they worked on they were primarily stuntmen,
yeah,
and who would be better to you know direct this type of movie, but a stuntman, because he would know all the, how it all works and where to put the camera and everything to get the
Yeah.
best angle. So this is I'm so glad that I ordered this. What about you? What are your
Yes.
thoughts?
Oh, dude, I learned so much about this, like, so much about the director through this movie because I, from him being Brandon Lee's stunt double, like, after he
Oh,
passed, and
fuck.
I was like, "Really?" I was like, and they even showed a shot where they showed, like, him in the makeup. It was like a quick, like, I guess it was like a they kept it mostly dark, but there was like a flash of lightning where you seen his face for like a split second, but you couldn't. But not knowing that, you wouldn't know. You would think that was Brandon Lee, but it was actually him. I
Yeah,
because
yeah. Well, there's that shot in A Crow where the character of Brandon Lee, is walking towards the broken window, and it's raining outside, and we see him from the back. That's the director. That's the stuntman.
yeah,
And that was, yeah, I had no idea about that.
yeah,
I was actually, it's almost heartbreaking,
yeah.
that this guy who knew Brandon Lee, who was
Best
personal
friends with
friends
him.
with him,
Yeah,
yeah, then body doubled for him after he died. That is just that is awful. But he knew that Brandon would want to, get the movie made. Bless you.
yeah. Like,
So yeah, stuff like that was fascinating to find out.
yeah. I mean, I can't imagine being my best friend's stunt double after he just tragically passed. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'd be like, I don't know if I'd be able to do something like that. Excuse me, sorry.
Well, the actor who accidentally shot him, and it was the total accident. It was just like a long. It was like a piece of wood. It was like just a projectile that was in the gun.
Mhm.
He eventually committed suicide.
Yeah,
He just couldn't handle it, and
yeah,
and I don't blame him. I mean, this it was just an absolute freak accident. It
yeah.
wasn't like on that Alec Baldwin film Rust, where people were just
Excuse me. Sorry.
oh, yeah, no problem. Where they were just neglectful,
Yeah,
and this
yeah,
could have been avoided. It really sounds like, from the documentaries and everything that were made, that this was it just was a freak accident. Unfortunately, it
yeah,
was just one of those things. and
yeah.
and it was weird with Brandon Lee, with um if you watch the movie Dragon, the Bruce Lee story, uh
Mhm.
Bruce Lee keeps having nightmares of Brandon dying, which
Yeah,
is weird. And I guess, from what I understand, that's real, that he used to have nightmares like that. But
yeah,
so it's weird that all this, the whole Bruce Lee family thing, is very, very weird,
yeah,
and unfortunate.
yeah.
So, but yeah, it is a great documentary. Where did you watch it?
I bought it off of Fandango now. I actually purchased it because I have all the John Wick movies on digital, which I have them physically, but I just wanted to have them digital also. So I bought that there, and so I can actually rewatch it if until I get the DVD again or the Blu-ray.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, that makes sense. So just to show people, with this, like, bringing up so I'm going to briefly just go back to the Continental for a second, because so that, like I said, that's supposed to be Winston. That's our main guy, but I
yeah,
just don't believe I just never believed for a second that the characters in here were these guys.
yeah,
It just didn't. And I don't think the concierge, the black guy here, I don't who's unfortunately now he's passed. He's died, and he's a great actor. That he, I don't think that he's in a lot of the Continental. I think he comes in later. There's somebody else. But well, yeah, because the Mel Gibson, they had to get rid of the Mel Gibson character then to bring in these two. But it was just, I just didn't. Yeah, I just, and also of course they're in all the John Wick movies, so including Ballerina. Yeah, so it's, I just kind of wanted to bring that up. So I think I asked, oh no, good. So we did do the rating on that. You said 4. I would agree with you with the first one. I think these guys are great. What's weird is you have the main guy, from, from, oh, there it goes. Can you hear that?
I can hear it.
So to let people know, they are testing the fire alarms at my job. They're in the riser room fixing the plumbing in there, and so they have to, from time to time, do the fire alarms to make sure that they work. So if anybody hears that, that's what that is. So
we apologize in advance.
Yeah. So it's Lance Reddick. He's the the hotel manager. You have Ian McShane, who's Winston. But it's and they're great. But what I find funny is Ian McShane, he seems to play this character a few times. Also in like Hellboy, he seems to be that same type of character.
Yeah.
Have you seen those movies?
I have not. I've seen like a few clips with him from Hellboy. I have not seen Hellboy the whole way through, but I've seen a few clips of him. And it's like, he's one of those actors that, he just kind of plays himself. You know what I mean? Which is it's not a knock against him. It's his style, and that's what he does it very well. So
he's got a good look. He's got a good voice. So I can see
both
why
of them
people
do, actually.
Oh yeah. Well, and in this, especially in this picture, I love their wardrobe. I love these types of coats. I love an overcoat, but I do really like the ones that just kind of come down to your knee, and so they don't get all tangled up. But their wardrobe is really nice. I love in all these films that they're expensive clothes, they're expensive cars, everything is expensive. So it's almost kind of like a fantasy type of thing, where James Bond, I guess you could say, would be the same thing, but it's a lot of movies that would be about assassins and hitmen. They kind of drive crappy cars, or they may even have crappy clothes or whatever it is, but these guys, they don't. So I don't think I grabbed the picture of him, but Willem Dafoe is also in this, who's kind of a friend, but not a friend to John Wick. It's and then who else is in this? We got John Leguizamo is in this. One of the few things I do like him in. He plays a mechanic. And so it's, I'm just not a huge fan of him. A lot of that has to do with his politics, but because he just won't shut the fuck up. But there's Donnie Yen right down there. There he is down there with the gun. He's the I was gonna say he is. Yeah, he's a blind samurai guy. He's a blind assassin. Yeah. Because there's also a blind. Is it him in Rogue One? Star Wars Rogue One? Is he the blind samurai in Rogue One?
I think. It's been a while since I've seen Rogue One, so.
Star Wars Rogue One blind. Let's see. Maybe it comes up with just that. No, I might be wrong on that. I think I don't. Well, no. No. Maybe it is the same guy. Maybe it is. Yeah, let me see here. Rogue One cast. Okay. I'm curious now. Yeah. Donnie Yen. There he is.
Okay. There you go.
So this is the second time that he's played this type of character.
There you go.
So okay.
Maybe Rogue One was what inspired them to make him blind in this movie.
Well, that's true since Star Wars, took place in like another place a long time ago. So
Yeah.
So
It's the
that
prequel.
exactly. That might have been like an ancestor, like a great 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 ancestor.
There you go.
So yeah.
So there you go. Rogue One is part of the genre. No, I'm just kidding.
Maybe. So I know we're both men, and men don't cry. Did you at least tear up when you saw the little doggy dead?
Yeah. Well, to be quite honest with you, with me having to put a dog down earlier this year, that definitely kind of messed with me.
Man, I'm so sorry.
So yeah, that was
No.
like, ooh, this was like back in December, but it's still. I mean, no matter what, I have a soft spot for animals.
Yeah.
Even I'll be honest with you, man. I don't even like to kill a little mouse, dude. I had to kill one time because it was stuck in the sticky trap, and I felt so bad about it. I was trying to free it, but in order for me to free it, I would have like broke his legs or something. So I was like, I can't.
Yeah, that sticky stuff is
I'm like,
bad.
I can't let it suffer. So I didn't want to do it, but I had no choice. So please, animal lovers, don't come after me.
Well, that's putting it out of its misery. When I worked at a different storage company, left Saturday, came back Monday, and in the toilet was a mouse. And he probably got in there to drink water and slipped in. And because of the porcelain, he couldn't get out, which means that he was probably in there for like a day. And I know most people would go in there and just be like, ew, a mouse, and flush it. And I didn't. I found a toilet roll, and I blocked the one side, and it's almost like he knew what I was doing, because he crawled right inside, and then I blocked the other side and took him outside and let him go into the bushes. So so I would not at all flush that, but you had to do like a mercy type of thing. So there's just no way of getting around that.
It wasn't easy to do, but it was like I had no choice. So but after you do something like that, you're kind of like,
well, and apparently this asshole has no problem killing a puppy, even though the puppy's barking at him. And then the saddest thing about that is, and if you remember in the documentary, they talk about you got to cut this out. You cannot show the camera following the blood of the puppy all the way up to it dying right next to John Wick, like this trail of blood.
Yeah.
So even this time around, I didn't watch it. I couldn't.
Yeah, I watched it the first time, but next time I'm like, ugh, like, yeah, it was a little hard to watch.
Yeah,
but
and
the good thing is, in real life, the dog is not dead, so that's a good thing. So it was, because they showed in the documentary that it was a stuffed puppy. So there's a stuffed animal. The John Wick was petting. I'm like, okay. No animal cruelty was done in this movie.
Well, and this, I think, even though it had been done earlier, like even in the Road Warrior, they killed Mad Max's dog, named Dog, and it's which I think that was because John Wick says, that his dog doesn't, the second dog doesn't have a name. I think that they kind of took that from Road Warrior, because the dog in Road Warrior, a dingo, is just named Dog. And it gets killed. So we know you never, and of course this would go for, you don't kill a husband, you don't kill a wife, you don't kill a child, whatever it is, but we definitely know you never kill the dog, never. And even the bad guy, the son killed, steals his car, whatever. You just don't kill the dog. And even the guy's dad is like, you killed the fucking dog? And the son's like, it's just a dog. And with how violent John
Wick,
like
smacks him and goes,
yeah,
it's not just a dog. You killed John Wick's dog.
Yeah. And I wish, with how violent this movie is, that when the son is killed and Wick just takes him out, I really wish the camera would have cut to a shot looking right at the son and we just see the bullets hit him. Out of all the people there, because for the most part, he's just killing men, like hired men. That's the one guy who definitely need to be killed.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that was, but the good thing is, and anything else, or should we move on to part 2?
We can move on to part 2. I think we touched pretty much on John Wick 1.
Okay. So then we have, because that made buco money, we now have John Wick Chapter 2. And that came out, and of course I got away from it because I was trying to look at let's see, box office. There we go. Trying to look at the actors' names because my memory is so bad. I'm telling you, man, it's all about getting old. It fucking sucks.
Yeah.
I just did a video with Jonathan Moody, and it was on Mission Impossible, and I could not remember anything. It was just like, God, this is awful. This sucks.
This is why when I do the videos, I try to watch all of the movies like within that week, so that when we do them, I remember everything. So this being like a week later, I'm kind of like a little fuzzy myself. So,
well, the nice thing is they do pick up one right after another.
Yeah.
And I love this poster. It reminds me of like Game of Thrones type of thing. But
yeah.
It's a great poster. And is there, because you had said that you can't see anybody else playing John Wick. Could there be? Let's say you're casting the first movie. Are there any actors out there? Keanu Reeves is one of 1,000 actors. Is there anybody else out there that you might think could play him?
Seeing these movies, no. I can't see anyone but Keanu Reeves playing.
I would have to agree with that because, before I kind of made fun of the guy, being like the surfer dude, like being in Dracula. It's like, Dracula dude, oh, hey.
Bill and Ted. Excellent.
Yeah, but I really can't. I can't see. You could not replace him. If John Wick was dead, I don't think another actor could just play him. Just, unless they did something stupid like John Wick is like, they tried to do that in James Bond where like the number is just a number, that it's not, like James Bond is, and it's just like, so unless they go, oh, this is the new John Wick, because it's just a title. So this person's name was Bob Henry, but now he's the new John Wick, would be really stupid.
Well, let's be real here, man. If they were to recast John Wick, he would be a black woman. She would be a lesbian. She would she would be a Biden or Kamala Harris supporter. Trump bad. All that good stuff.
Well, and
white men evil.
At one point in the movie, the Joan Wick would all of a sudden be all bloody, the clothes would be all torn up. She would take her clothes off and then put on a BLM shirt.
Yep.
Just out of nowhere, it would happen. So no, I completely agree with you, because they tried the female Bond thing in the last Bond movie, and it was a black woman, and she's 007 for a while, but at the end, when he like proves himself to her, she gives him back the number. And which is stupid, because the 007 or 008, 0008 or whatever it might be, should be like a football jersey. You should retire it. It shouldn't. So if you are going to have a female James Bond, you just give it a different number. If it's 007, then make it 008 or something. But I could totally see that happening in this. So, and I think they did try to do it with Ballerina once again, but it just didn't it just didn't pan out. So,
Yeah.
but we'll get to that. But he does have a new doggy, and which is pretty awesome. I don't think anything will replace, the puppy.
The
But
one thing I want to point out, at the end of John Wick 1, he brings home a pit bull. And this
oh, that's
one,
right.
and then this one, it's like a like a it's not quite a pit bull. It's a different breed, but I guess they had to find something. They're like, well, let's find something. So I don't think it's the same dog though. It definitely looks different.
Yeah, I don't know what film this is from, but because I just wanted to get a picture of him with the other dog. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, because he goes into like the vet, and he's getting all the drugs and stuff, and there he sees the dog, and he takes the dog home.
Yeah.
Maybe this is meant to be the same dog, but it's just a different dog.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to hold it against it because I mean, hey, they had a dog at the end of one, and that dog might have passed or something, or the person that had the dog is no longer there, so they had to kind of grab another dog and try to find something similar. So I won't hold it against him.
Well, as I'm sure they're very happy about that. So
Yeah.
that's yeah. And this is even more action packed, even more bloody than the first film. So this one, because everybody loved John Wick, and we all love Keanu Reeves. For some reason, he's one of those guys that just everybody loves the guy. And so that one, on a budget of 40 million, worldwide, it actually made 174 million. So
another success.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And with chapter 2, it, like I said, it is that continuation. We do meet more people. So we're broadening, the world. And so we got people like Lawrence Fishburne, Franco Nero, who is great. He's the original Django, basically, from like Italian Westerns. So, and he's been in a ton of Italian movies, horror films, action movies, science fiction films. Like, he's a legend. A lot of people probably would not know that. But it's still, I love that these just kind of go one right after another. And when you have, Ruby Rose is in this, and when you have, like, who is it? Common is in this. The rapper Common, he's in it. Lawrence Fishburne is like the Bowery King, so he's like the king of the homeless people.
Yes,
which I really enjoyed. My thing. So I wanted them to say something in the documentary, and they didn't. So Ruby Rose, she's like the head, like the head of security type of thing for the bad guy.
Yeah.
Even though she's like this tiny little girl, she's been in some horror films, some action movies.
Yeah.
She's Batwoman for one season, and then she quit. Resident Evil, but she doesn't have any dialogue.
She's deaf.
The rumor that I heard is that she's such a bad actress that they took her dialogue away. And I don't know if that's true or not.
Well, from what I understand, because she was using sign language, so I just assumed that she was deaf. The character, not the actual person.
Right. But is that why her character is deaf, or is the rumor true that they just thought, oh my God, she can't act? I think she's gorgeous. I think that she's a lipstick lesbian because she is gay.
Yeah.
But I think that she is gorgeous.
Is this her first role?
No, she's been in a bunch of stuff. She's a model.
Okay, then I don't buy it because all the other roles I've seen her in, she's done a great job. So I just assumed that maybe I don't know. Maybe they just because if you see throughout the movie, I mean, you have, and we'll get to him obviously. We have a blind guy. We have a deaf girl. We have, it's. I kind of like that. Even though there's disabilities, you could still be a badass.
Right. So do you think maybe this was kind of DEI before DEI? I mean, she's like you said, she's not deaf in real life, but
Hmm.
do you think, well, we need to have some sort of disabled character so then, the deaf community feels like they're included in the film? Or was it just, ooh, we should have like a badass who's deaf?
Hey, as someone who is partially deaf, I feel represented. Darn it. Are you messing with me, man? Oh, man. Dude, I thought when I hit the table, I thought I knocked out a thing. I was like, man, don't do that to me, man. Don't do that to me. Rude, rude,
Rude,
John, rude.
rude and
How
insensitive.
dare you?
How dare you?
How
Yeah, I mean,
dare you?
I have no problem with her. I guess that she is a little, a little political with her stuff, especially if you've seen Batwoman. The whole thing with the Alfred type character goes, well, here's the bat suit from Mr. Wayne used. It's a perfect suit, and then she goes, well, it will be when it fits a woman. Because it was a very, feminist type of show.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I mean, she's
Here's my thing. I kind of agree with OGP on this a lot of times. The less I know about an actress or actor, the better off I am.
yeah,
Because sometimes, I'm telling you, I used to love Steve. Okay, I still do, but I used to love Stephen King. But then but all of his new books, he's so anti-Trump, and it's like, dude, can we just go back to writing horror again? Just writing a story. But anyway, that's
no,
that's that
no,
rant.
no, no,
No, we
no, no.
can't do that.
No, it's true because now, so we had uh Rachel Zegler, destroying Snow White.
Hmm.
Then we have Millie Alcock, Supergirl, destroying Supergirl,
Yeah,
and now you have the Black Helen of Troy, or as they call her, Helen of Detroit, destroying the Odyssey. And it seems to be that for some reason these young women cannot just shut the fuck up and just interview, because the stuff that the Black Helen of Troy said about Homer, the author, is insane. It's ludicrous, and it
let me
is
guess. Let me guess. Homer was a racist white man.
more or less. I'll make this short.
Okay.
So an interviewer asked the cast, if Homer was sitting next to you today, what would you say to him? What she should have said is, love the novel, glad to be in it, it's a classic, this is going to be great. Instead, we find out she's never heard of Homer, she's never read the book, she's never read the other book. But what she would say to Homer is, why aren't there more women in your books? Why is this male based? So, what we did with the Odyssey was we made it female based. So now the women have a lot more to do. So, instead of this guy who wrote this book 1,000+ years ago, and it's a classic, and people use this in movies and other novels and all that as their template. Instead, it's, where's all the fucking women, dude?
You know what? This is going to be the first time I get vulgar on here. To that girl,
Yeah,
Straight up.
she's the one who was sitting right next to Will Smith when he said, "Keep my wife's name out of your fucking mouth." That's her.
Oh boy.
So and now she's like thinks she's all hot shit and everything. So and Ruby Rose has done a little bit of that type of stuff with the gay community and all that, that they need, because in John Wick, I mean, we just know she's deaf. We don't know if she's gay or straight or whatever it is,
Yeah.
which I appreciate. So, because it could have been in the script, this was a guy. And they're like, well, why don't we change it to a woman? They wouldn't have to change anything. So, yeah. And I really enjoyed this.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the bad guy in this? Do you remember?
Oh shoot. Yeah, I'm bad with actors' names, but he did a fantastic job. I mean, he was kind of like the rival of John Wick almost. Like the whole time he's like, I'm just trying to one up you.
Oh, Mark. But who was like the bad guy?
No, the bad guy was the
Oh no, here it is. He has okay, that's Nero.
He was the Latino guy. The one that made him do the blood pact or whatever it's called.
My God, my memory is awful, and I cannot find one picture of him to spark my memory. Who's he in the cast then? It's not the young guys. Okay, there's that guy. That's a chick. Ian McShane, Roby Ruse, comment. Okay, Lance Hendrick. Oh, was it Peter Stomar? That's the character's name. A Russian crime boss in New York City and the last of his family's major figures. He is the uncle.
No, that was the one it was at the beginning of the movie. But he was going to get his car back. The guy was who's like Latino, the Latino guy. He was like, "Hey, listen, I'm sending you to kill my sister so he can have a place at the high table." Because his sister was the.
So this is a really young guy, Ricardo.
That sounds right.
Scam like Creo, an Italian crime boss who enabled John's retirement by helping him complete an impossible task in charge, exchange for John's swearing by a blood oath medallion known as a marker. Invoking the marker, he seeks to have his sister assassinated by John with the intention of suppressing her position and then eliminating John to tie up loose ends. Okay.
Yeah.
God, this guy looks young in this picture. I don't remember him in the movie at all.
Yeah, he's kind of like a little older in the movie.
Okay.
I don't know if they maybe makeup or something. He's like in his 30s, like 30s or something.
Yeah, that's weird. I just do not remember him. So then the sister, an Italian crime boss who inherited her father's empire, and she holds a place at the high table. Yes, she is the sister of that Santino and an old friend of John.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, maybe if this picture.
Yeah, and then she's the one that committed suicide because she didn't want John. She didn't want to die at John's hands.
Right.
They told John to, like, I guess, shoot her in the head after she dies from slitting her wrist.
I don't even see a picture of this guy on here to even just refresh my memory on who he is.
But he's not in the movie very long. He's only in like the beginning, and then he's like at the end. So that's probably the biggest problem.
Yeah. Well, and it's also a problem just watching these things back to back to back to back to back.
Yeah.
Um, because Common is the sister's main man, so then he wants to kill John Wick.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one that was. They were fighting in the streets of not Paris. Was it Paris?
Like Rome or something. Was that?
Rome. Yeah, Rome. And
Uh,
then they break into the Continental, and the guy's like, "Hey, we're not allowed to do business here. Remember? I suggest you guys go to the bar."
yeah. So there's, but then who does Ruby Rose come from?
She's one of his. She's one of the. I'm not trying to sound racist, guys. I do apologize, but the Latino guy. I'm bad with names, so the
So he's
Latino.
so she's okay. So she's with the brother who wants the sister killed.
Yes.
Common is the sister's bodyguard.
Well,
Is what it says.
doesn't he put a hit out on John, and then everyone's trying to get him at that point because he's
Possibly,
trying.
yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. God, I'm getting confused on this because I remember part 3 more. I think I've seen 1 and 3 more than 2, so I am getting a little confused with that.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I kind of look at this as like all one big giant story because they all go right into each other. It's not like there's like a year gap in between any of these really. I mean, there might be a couple of day gap or something, but that's about it.
yeah, and I didn't pull up anything else for yeah. So 2 is yeah. I'm forgetting 2, even though 2 is very good. My memory is awful, man. I can, as much as I love the Mission Impossible movies and stuff, and I've always seen them like 3 or 4 times each.
Mhm.
Jonathan had to keep answering my questions, and it's just like, oh yeah, the guy who did fuck. What is his name? What is his name? And I just could not. I could not remember it. I'm 58, man. In September, I'm going to be 59. My memory is just awful. Um, and yeah, so I don't know. Maybe part 2 just doesn't stick with me as much.
No,
I
I
don't.
mean, I enjoyed part two. I well, you want to get into the ratings? What did you since I gave John Wick 1 first? Why don't you? What do you rate John Wick 2?
I got to think about this for a second. Then, because I can't remember it that much. I think they're all kind of they're more or less they're all kind of the same.
Yeah.
So I am one of these weird people, and I know that this drives OGP nuts. I normally don't like the first one as the best one. Because they it's just a setup. They're
Hmm.
not, so I actually found oddly I liked 2 better than 1.
Yeah.
But I would probably still give it a like a 4.
Yeah. I'm actually going to continue with 1 and just give this one a 4 as well. I enjoyed both of them. Um, there's only one that I will. Okay, there's one I'm gonna rank a little lower, but it's not because it's a bad movie. But we'll get to that when we get there.
Okay. And my ratings are within the world of John Wick.
Yes.
So it's not like if I give, if John Wick 1 and 2 are a 4, it doesn't mean that it's their and if I give Die Hard a 4, I don't think
Yeah.
they're like necessarily the same thing. Um but I mean they're all action movies, so I guess
Yeah.
they could be.
Yeah.
So anything else with part two?
Nah, I mean, it was enjoyable. I look at it as just as good as one. Um, and I think we can move on to part three.
Well, now I will say the interesting thing is, and I think they even bring this up in the documentary for part two. There's a guy that I watch on YouTube, Patrick H. Willems, and he did like a 2 video essay, I guess, on sequels and legacy sequels and all that.
Mhm.
And they kind of bring up the same thing, which is, what do you do with a sequel? Do you do the same thing over again? Or
Yeah.
do you do something totally different? So I think the examples that he used, Patrick H. Williams used, is Empire Strikes Back is
Yeah.
different from Star Wars.
Yes.
But The Force Awakens is the same as Star Wars.
Yeah.
So I think what they decided to do with John Wick is do more of the same. They just expanded the
In a
universe.
way, the way I was going to describe it is it's the same action, but the stakes are higher with every movie.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Like the first one was, you know, he got revenge on him killing his dog and all that. Second one was, he had a blood oath. The guy took over his sister's thing, so he has to, which he ends up backstabbing John Wick into like, oh, I had to do it. I have to set a hit on you because you killed my sister, basically setting him up as well. So he had to go. Oh, what's the guy's name? The the guy with the birds.
Oh, the Lawrence Fishburne's character. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
The king of the homeless people.
Yeah, yeah. Like that. He had to seek help from him in order to get revenge on to get the brother, and so and then and then the movie ends with John Wick breaking the Continental rule of do not do business inside the Continental.
That's right.
Ends
Now I remember he is kind of a young guy because I guess yeah, he's younger than the sister, and
Mhm.
he's in the Continental sitting in the chair, and Winston's like, "Don't do it, dude. Just walk away. Don't
Walk
do
away,
it."
and
And
but then he's like, yeah, John, walk away, and John, boom, just blow his brains out.
that's the
And
thing,
then that's when Winston's like, "Hey, you broke the rules. You're excommunicado, whatever it's called."
Yeah,
And he's basically like, "I can hold it off for an hour. You got an hour to get away. After that, you're on your own." And that's when three. That's what goes into three. Now the stakes are even higher.
yeah, yeah. And I love all the stuff with the dog too. Like
Hmm.
throughout the movies, the dog is like sent to the hotel and they watch
Yeah.
the dog, and the dog has a personality, and the dog is, kind of part of this because the dog does attack people. And
Hmm.
it's the dog really is a character in this. It
Yeah.
isn't just a
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah.
And I love it. I think it's part three. Yeah, it's part three because it is when John's running with the dog and he gets into the taxi and time's running out, and he tells the taxi driver, he gives him the coin, take him to the Continental, and
Hmm.
then you see the manager standing there, and the door opens and he's just like to the dog, just with his head, just do the nod, like, come on, and the dog hops out, and
Yeah.
then he goes inside, and the dog's
Hmm.
always just sitting, like he's
Hmm.
until he's told what to do.
Hmm.
It's so, I love the dog. The dog is just awesome. So
Yeah. Yeah.
so far we're ratings wise, we're 4 and 4 then.
Yes.
Does that sound right? Okay.
That sounds right to me.
So then with part three, this is the only one that has a subtitle.
Yeah.
And I looked up what this meant. I'm like, why is this the only one that has a subtitle? And it means like art of war, basically.
Okay.
So I think that's why, and Winston even mentions it, you know, this word in the movie. So this does, yeah, it takes place right after part two, which I love, and we're introduced to even more people. So
Yeah.
this one we have, which I find this funny because she was also in James Bond and was going to get her own spinoff as Jinx from Die Another Day, and that's Halle Berry,
Yeah.
who also has dogs, but she has two dogs.
To be quite honest with you, I didn't even recognize her because I don't ever remember her having long hair that long of hair before. You know,
Oh,
I
really?
every other movie I've ever seen her in was she had short hair. So this is the first, and I didn't notice until I watched the documentary. I was like, oh, that's Halle Berry. She looks good. I'm not knocking her. It's the long hair threw me off. I don't know if she just, and it's been a while since I've seen a movie that she was in. Like, because before, like I said, she had short hair all the time. So I
Sure.
guess now she grew them out, or she just grew it out for this movie, or maybe it's a wig. I don't know. I don't know, but she looks really good in this movie.
Yeah, and one of the people that Wick goes to is her character, and she is Sophia Al Azar. I think I'm saying that right. An ex
Mhm.
assassin, a former friend of John, and the manager of the Continental Hotel in Casablanca.
Yeah.
Um, and so, oh, and this one also has in it. Oh, damn it! I'm going to quickly grab a picture of him. Um, Mark Dacacos, I think is how you say his name, Dacacos, who's a was a big action star. More, I think, a kind of like a B movie action star.
Mhm.
But I'll quickly grab a pic of him here from the film. Um, but I loved her character. I heard that they were going to do a spinoff with her, but nothing has ever happened. It's I love these dogs just as much as John Wick's dogs. She
Yeah.
went through, and of course, you would know this from watching the documentary. She went through training with the dogs and stuff,
Yeah.
and because she had to control the dogs. The
Yeah.
dogs, I love how she keeps sicking the dogs on people's penises. That it's just like, because what would she say? Like attack dick or something?
Well, I was gonna save this until part four, but I was gonna say there's a lot of nut biting, man.
Yeah.
It's because and we'll get to more to a four, but even the black guy's like nuts, nuts. I was like, is the
Nuts.
dog?
That's what she would
No,
say.
oh, he's like nuts, and the guy from four does the same thing, and I'm like, what is your obsession with penis, man? Why you keep biting the penis?
Yeah, yeah, and I love that because we learn in Ballerina
Mm,
that a woman is, and I have been saying this for a long time. You can't have a 5'2" woman who weighs like 100 pounds wet take on a guy who's like 6'2" and weighs 300 pounds.
mhm.
There's no way.
Yeah,
And so what do? You kick them in the nuts. That's what they
there you
say in
go.
Ballerina. Fight
Yeah,
like a girl, you kick them in the nuts.
yeah.
And that's what she does here with the dogs. Yeah, nuts. That's what she would say. And the dogs would just go to the guy's nut,
Arr.
which I thought was great. And this is another one of those cases, kind of like I was talking about this with Jonathan with today with Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. That's where they introduce Elsa, who's Rebecca Ferguson, and the idea was that she is a female Ethan Hunt, like a female Tom Cruise,
Okay.
and it's done correctly. So
Mhm,
unlike Marvel, who, oh yeah, we're just going to replace Hulk with She-Hulk. We're just going to replace Loki with girl Loki. We're just going to replace where that's was Kevin Feige's idea. You
yeah.
have films like this where you have this character that Halle Berry played, and it's done correctly. She's not a female John Wick, but
No.
she is someone who is very close to his ability.
She's complimenting John Wick more than trying to be a female version of John Wick.
Correct.
So and that's what I love when they do that. It's like, okay, yeah, she's a badass. So is John Wick. They both, they take the scene and they run with it and they do it brilliantly.
Yeah. Because it's not that she can't defend herself, but she does need the dogs to be with her. I don't think John Wick's dog is there because he needs the dog. I think the dog is there more for companionship, even if it's a different dog. It's still like, maybe, he looks at it as a dog from his wife. It's just kind of like a continuation. But she is great in this. And I would love to have seen, which unfortunately, as we saw with Ballerina, these spinoffs don't do well. So who knows if she could have, actually done anything. So, maybe that wouldn't have made any money, which really kind of sucks. But I'm getting a couple pictures of Mark here, but I just have to convert one or two of them. So give me 1 second to get rid of these here, so I can put them in the folder here for John Wick, and then we'll see him. Yeah, this guy, this Mark, I think I'm saying his name wrong, or I'm close to it at least. Mark Dacakis. He was big in the '80s, kind of the '90s. I think he was in Double Dragon, but he's been in a lot of Asian and American martial arts films. So he's like a respected guy. And let me see if I can grab him up here. I was really happy to see him in this. I think whenever you get kind of these more Asian martial arts guys, or even the martial arts guys from America, like when Cobra Kai came out, they got all the Cobra Kai actors. And I always like when they do that type of stuff. It's kind of paying, like an homage or respect to them. And so this is him here.
Okay, yeah. He was great. I mean, this is my example of an actor or actress that, I see them by face, I know them, but I don't know the name. So but when he was in it was like, yeah, that he was good. My favorite scene was he was like, John Wick, I'm so glad to meet you, even though he's trying to kill him the whole time. He's just like, hey, he's showing respect, like, hey.
Oh, you mean this scene?
Yes, that exact scene.
Because he's meeting a legend. He's meeting a myth.
Exactly.
He's meeting, and I keep going back to Mission Impossible because I just did it today with this movie. But at the very beginning of Rogue Nation, is after the big stunt, is Tom Cruise goes into a record store, and he's talking to this really hot young girl who's there, and they're doing the banter back and forth because he has to get the information to go listen to for the mission. And they're saying the code words back and forth. She gives him a photo out, like a record, and he goes to listen to it. And she goes, "It is you, isn't it? Is everything that they say about you true?" And he just kind of smiles at her and walks away, because these characters, and that includes John Wick, are, like I said, they're legends. They're shadows. They're just urban legends. You're never supposed to see, John Wick. He doesn't exist, but he does exist. And so that's why I think this scene is so good with once they're left alone, and Mark Dacakis is like sitting perfectly straight up. All of a sudden he gets all kind of like next to him, like he does on the sofa. And he's like, "Look, man, I'm your biggest fan. He all of a sudden he goes from like a serious kind of assassin to a total fanboy.
Yeah.
And I love that. I thought that was
Yeah.
great. So I'm glad that you brought
Yeah.
up this scene, because that happens to be one of the pictures I pulled.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean that it made them feel human. You know what I mean? It was like I'm forgetting that I'm watching a movie. I'm feeling like I'm seeing, like, him being a martial arts legend. Keanu Reeves, not an actions hero, but but a movie star. But it's like them kind of like, it's almost like they were like, complimenting each other, uh, even though John Wick really doesn't say anything.
Yeah, it would be like if all of a sudden I met, yeah, Tom Cruise or Michael Bay or
Hmm.
any of these people who, I have a poster up on the wall of,
Hmm.
that you're, while there's people around, you're totally serious, and the minute they leave, it's like, I'm gonna geek out now. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
warn you, I'm gonna geek out.
Yeah.
And and you do, and they're either gonna like it or they're not gonna like it. I don't, and because also this character keeps telling him we're the same.
Yeah.
And John Wick's like, no, no, we're not the same. We're not the same at all. And
Yeah.
he's like, no, 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 we are. And he keeps reminding him through the different fights. There's also honor within this, because if
Hmm.
you remember in the scene where they're fighting with all the glass, he's
Yeah.
fighting the two guys. I think they're like two Hispanic guys, and they're fighting on one floor, and it breaks through and it goes to another floor, and they keep
Yeah.
fighting and fighting and fighting to the
Hmm.
point where it's, and John Wick's on the ground, and he's like, give me a second, guys. Give me a second to get up. And like they kind of help him up, I think. And then
Yeah.
they start fighting again. But at the
Yeah.
very end of that fight, they're on the ground. John Wick could have killed them, and he
Yeah.
didn't. It's just good fight, stay down type of thing. Good fight.
Yeah.
And he leaves. And the two guys don't go after him. They're just like, this is it.
Is
It's like,
Isn't this the one where he stabs him in the chest and he goes to pull the sword out? He goes, "Don't do that, or you're gonna die."
that's the one with Mark. Yeah, with Mark Dacakis. Yeah, he's on the floor, like sitting, and he has the sword. He's like, yeah, if you pull it out, yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna bleed out.
So he's like, "Hey, you can do what you want, but I'm giving you a chance to survive. Go to a hospital and get yourself, fixed up. Just just let me go at this point."
Yeah, it's like we're in this case, because of how far they got,
Hmm.
they could be on the same level,
Yeah.
but John Wick got one up on him and stabbed him with the sword.
Yeah.
Because it would be interesting to see somebody like Bruce Lee and like Jackie Chan fighting,
Yeah.
or like a Bruce Lee and a Jet Li fighting. Like they're different styles and everything, but it's like, would one be better than the other? Would they both
Yeah.
kind of just have a draw?
Yeah.
And so that's, yeah. So I do think when he says we're alike, I think it's kind of, yeah, they are, because that's also what John Wick used to do. He used to just go murder people. He was told to
Yeah.
go do it, and then he retired, or thought he was retired.
Yeah.
But but in this one too, I mean, we do meet, other people. Of course, we meet Halle Berry, we meet
Hmm.
Mark Dacakos. Sorry if I'm saying his name wrong. We meet the adjudicator. We also meet Angelica Houston, who's the director. That's ballerina.
Yeah.
So we meet her. We also meet, let's see, the elder. There's the doctor, the administrator, the librarian, the TikTok man. I mean, we meet a lot of people in this.
Yeah.
So we just meet a lot of people as they just keep world building.
Yeah.
Which I think is great.
Yes.
And it's, so for this one, for part 3, it made its budget it keeps going up, like really up. 75 million. And it made $328 million.
There you go.
So it just keeps going up. And
Yeah.
and as they pointed out in the documentary, like in the first movie, they couldn't get anybody to be in this film. Like, what is
Yeah.
John Wick? This sounds stupid. By part 3, everybody's like, we want to be in this movie. It's like,
Yeah, wasn't there a time where didn't they mention in the documentary they were even bringing like people that acted with Keanu Reeves in The Matrix were like, hey, we want in.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So it was like, I don't know if they said they brought him in or not. I think they brought a couple of them in.
Well, and that's where a lot of this excuse me, story stems from, is The Matrix.
Yeah.
You know, Lawrence Fishburne is there. The director of this is Keanu Reeves' stunt double.
Yes.
It's if The Matrix didn't happen, John Wick would not happen.
Wouldn't. Yeah.
And I think John Wick is better than The Matrix.
Yeah.
Because it's a
I
better
would agree with
storyline.
that.
Because
I enjoy The Matrix, but if you gave me the option, hey, do you want to watch The Matrix or do you want to watch John Wick?
Pardon me.
I would pick John Wick any day.
Yeah. Well, because they ended The Matrix. He became the one, you know, at the end, waving his hands all around. He's the one. There was no reason to continue it except for just money. You know,
pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty
and
much.
then the fourth one was only made because Warner Brothers, you know, told the Wachowskis we're going to do it anyways. So one of them, I think it's Lana, I think directed the fourth one. The other didn't want to get involved, but one of them said, well, fuck it, we might as well just do it. So if they're just going to do it anyways, they might screw it up.
Yeah.
And depending on who you talk to, you either liked it or didn't. With these, I don't think that there's, except for the Continental, which I just don't include it.
I don't think it's necessary. I mean, it doesn't add or take away from the story.
No.
So.
And it's I don't think anything in that you watch all of these, and I don't think if you go back to watch the Continental, you're like, oh, I missed that. There's nothing.
Yeah.
I don't think that there's anything that I can remember. I don't know. Maybe I should rewatch it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I don't want to. So what rating would you give John Wick 3?
I would give John Wick 3 a 4.5.
Okay. So because this is the one also that gets everybody in trouble. I forgot to mention that you know that you have Winston shoots him off the roof.
Yeah.
Thinks he's dead. The dog goes up to him and they disappear. The adjudicator mentions that he's gone. Everybody gives him time. So the director, Angelica Houston, helps him. Lawrence Fishburne helps him. And of course, this comes back to screw them over.
Yeah.
So I would give this. Oh, you're saying 3.5.
4.
Oh, you said 4.5.
Yeah.
That's how bad my memory is. I can't remember 30 seconds ago. I'm still sticking with a 4.
Okay.
Can I? Part 4 would be, and then Ballerina. Let me think about this one. Okay. It's either going to be a 4 or a 4.5. I have to think about it.
Okay.
So, okay. Anything else on part 3?
That's everything, man. Then we can move on to we're doing Ballerina next.
Yeah.
Which I do have the Blu-ray.
And I forgot the show. Crap. Remove. Okay, so I have. So getting so into it. So there's John Wick 2. It's got its slipcase.
Yeah.
And I also do own John Wick 3.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Yeah.
Sadly.
That's why you don't loan movies out, John.
Nope. Fuck, you know what I should have done? It's just given him this. Then it wouldn't have mattered. I never use these things anyways. But yeah, so I got those. And then I also own Ballerina.
There you go.
Is yours the 4K?
No, mine's just a regular Blu-ray. So I just the old boring Blu-ray.
No,
And that's okay. I'm happy with that. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of 4K. I mean, I would get them if they're cheap, because there's been times where I've bought a movie on 4K just because it was cheaper than the Blu-ray for some reason. Knives Out, when it came out, apparently it was $15 on 4K and $20 on Blu-ray.
That's how I found this. The 4K was cheaper than the Blu-ray, but this also comes with the Blu-ray. So that's how I rewatched it. My TV is not 4K right now. So yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with this just being Blu-ray or 4K anyways. But, how freaking hot is she? My God, she's amazing looking.
I think is our artwork the same, or?
Yeah, looks the same.
Oh, okay. It's just it just seems to be zoomed in a little bit more. Okay, yeah, okay. I thought maybe the 4K had different artwork or something.
No, it probably says something different on top, but that's probably about it.
Yeah.
So in John Wick 3,
yes,
there is a scene where he's at that place with the ballerinas, or all out with, and he's with Angelica Houston, and they're walking behind stage. You see all the ballerinas on stage, and then you see as he's walking through the building, you see men and women training, and they both of them would be in the ballet. Doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman. Men and women are training, fighting wise, and all that. He sees a ballerina. She looks at him, he looks at her, and she's messing with her toenail because the toenail's all screwed up. And then she leaves. So I looked it up, because in Ballerina, there is the scene where it's then from her point of view, where it was John Wick's before, and he's walking down the steps and he sees the ballerina. It's retconned. So they're supposed to be the same person, but with a different name. And so it is, but it isn't the same person, because then she goes up and talks to John Wick, like, about getting out. No, I'm sorry. No, he talks to her about getting out. She talks to him about, I want to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
And she has more, I think, I understand the dog, but she has a more classic revenge story, because her dad gets killed. And so she's going after the guy who killed her dad. And, the mother's already dead. But it's so for me, it's more of a revenge thing. John Wick is in this. He has kind of an extended cameo. We do have the Continental. We have a bunch of once again, I guess things are expanded on.
Yeah.
And it's, I kind of got out of where I wanted to go here. I just want to go to cast. There we go. So with this, and it's Anna D. Morris, and she's Eve Macarno, a ballerina who is beginning to train in the assassin traditions of the Ruska Roma. According to co-star Ian McShane, the character is under the protection of Winston and Sharon in the New York Continental Hotel during the course of the film. Then you have, Angelica Houston as the director. Gabriel Byrne is the chancellor. So that's the guy who killed his wife. I'm sorry, who killed her dad.
Yeah.
I'm very happy that it's Gabriel Byrne.
Mhm.
Norman Reedus is in this, which is pretty
Yes.
awesome.
Yeah.
And then we also get Wick as the, with his cameo there to try to get her out of where she's at.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be straightforward right now. This is my favorite one.
Okay.
So this, to me, in the world of John Wick with our rating system, this is a 5. I'm giving this
Okay.
a 5.
Okay.
I love this movie. I've seen it 3 times. I never get bored of it. I think that she is amazing looking. And that's her after, I think it's like her down the road, like a 6-month thing down the road type of thing.
Yeah.
It's like 6 weeks or 6 months, something like that, where now she's being the assassin. But I first recognized, and she's been in a bunch of stuff, but I first recognized her from James Bond. She was in the last Bond movie.
Okay.
And thought, my God, who is this chick? She is amazing looking. And so just looking at her for 2 hours was just absolutely beautiful. I love the whole revenge thing with her. I like that she just gets the shit kicked out of her.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing with her, is just revenge and people telling her, don't do it. And she even gets her own little kind of Q, like John Wick does. They go to like the guy that's like Q from James Bond. They get all the weapons and all that. And I got to tell you, I've told Philip that my favorite thing, my favorite weapon, and I want to buy one.
I know where you're going with this.
I absolutely have to buy one and learn how to use it and put it into a film, is a flamethrower. God, do I love flamethrowers. You put a flamethrower in a movie, it has just jumped up a couple pegs for me. This scene, this like 10 to 15 minute scene of her fighting with this flamethrower is amazing. And then it turns into a fire hose and with water and the flamethrower. What are you thinking? And this takes place between John Wick 3 and 4. So that's why we're going in this order, is because
okay.
We saw him in part 3, John Wick in part 3. He does his little mission thing. Then he's told, you need to go get her from this kind of weird cult assassin town that she's in. And because she's going to kill the leader. And that's when they send John Wick to go find her. So then he ends up there, where he intervenes a couple times, but kind of lets her do her own thing. What are your thoughts on this, on the flamethrower scene?
The flamethrower scene was great. I really enjoyed the flamethrower scene. I might break your heart on this one, man.
Is this the one that you were mentioning?
I think. Okay. Out of all 5, I think this is my least favorite.
Oh my God.
Okay. I think I can explain. I think the biggest problem is because I watched all 5 of these movies back to back to the point to where if I rewatch this movie, I might get a little more enjoyment out of it. But to me, the first half of the movie just kind of felt like we were just doing a female John Wick. To the point to where, she's even doing everything he's doing. She goes into the guy that has the thing. She's holding the gun. She's doing it sideways like Keanu Reeves does. She's like, well, what do you have this way? What do you suggest do this? What do you suggest that? And it's kind of like, once we get to the village, that's when it kind of starts feeling like its own movie. Just in my opinion. So, I'm sorry, John. Don't hate me.
How can you
ballerina?
How can you hate that? That's from James Bond. That's from. How can you hate that?
Okay, I don't hate the character. I think the character is very unique. I just
don't hate the character. Just hate the movie.
No, I don't hate the movie. Okay, I don't hate any of these. Okay, I don't get it twisted. It's still going to be. It's probably going to go. I'm probably going to give it a 4. So it's still good. I just feel like I wish they would have done, because it's a different director. I wish they would have been like, "Hey, let's make ballerina." Director.
This is the guy who did Underworld.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying the director is bad. I'm just saying, okay, you're getting me twisted here, man. Let me finish, darn it. I enjoyed the movie. I just wish they would have made her her own character. I just felt like they were just trying to make a female John Wick at first. But again, once she gets out, like about halfway through the movie, it starts to feel like she's her own character. But I wish they would have done that from the get-go. Or made it kind of like, okay, she's being John Wick for like maybe 30 minutes of the movie, and then boom, she has to be her own character. Okay, that's my only criticism of the movie.
Okay.
Still a lot better than any of this crap we have today. Especially since this is a newer movie. This was 25, right? 2025? Yeah, last year.
Yeah. My favorite
most movies, from the last couple of years have been either DI or pro woke agenda. This was not a woke movie, so I was very shocked by that. This looks like it would have been a woke movie, but it wasn't, and I applaud it for that. So, that being said, I know you already gave your rating as a 5. I'm gonna give it a 4.
Okay.
It's still a great movie. It's still good. But again, my criticism is it felt a little too copy and paste at first. But that's the only criticism I would give the movie.
So you like 3 the best so far with the 4.5. The other ones are a 4.
Pretty much.
Okay. Would you include this in a marathon? Like if a friend came over and said, "Let's have a marathon."
Absolutely, I would.
Okay.
I recommend, if this is your first time watching it, watch them in time, like as the movies come out. Like watch 1, 2, 3, 4, then Ballerina. But if you've already seen them, because next time I view them, I am gonna watch them in chronological order this time. So I'm gonna watch 1, 2, 3, then Ballerina, then watch 4. I think I might get a little bit more enjoyment out of it.
Okay. Yeah, I did watch them in chronological order. So, okay. All right. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at just everything for me on this movie just works. It just especially that flamethrower scene. Fucking A, man. And I just like that she gets the shit kicked out of her all the time. Especially when they show her on like her first mission and she just gets the crap kicked out of her at like that disco. I love that because it's she's not going to win. She, like they said, fight like a girl. You can't fight like a guy. You got to fight like a girl.
Yeah.
So this came out. So like John Wick 2 was that was 2017, February 10th. John Wick 3 was May 17th, 2019. We got to skip over John Wick 4 and then go to May 6th, 2025. This had a $90 million budget. It did make money, but it is only the second highest grossing one. So it made 140 million.
Because it wasn't woke, John. It had to, because it didn't have an LGBTQ person involved. It didn't have a black person in it.
Was there not a black person in this? I don't think there were.
Well,
I mean, there probably was somewhere in the background. I don't think that there was a main character. I mean, they'd be on.
Well, that's what I mean.
Well, unless you consider, the hotel director, Lance.
But he only had a little cameo, so they even did him dirty.
Oh
no, I'm joking.
Well, it's. I think these days, and this includes Supergirl and other films, if you put a woman on the cover, it's going to bomb. People are tired of girl boss movies. They're tired of it. Furiosa bombed. Supergirl bombed. You put a woman on the front cover, it's gonna bomb. Borderlands bombed. They all this stuff bombs, and people are tired of it. So it did make more money than the first John Wick.
Yeah, but
less than everything else.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
And especially since they left this open for a sequel. So maybe, I don't know if they were planning on doing a sequel. I don't know if they will ever do a sequel to this. Probably not. So hopefully they do something with this character. I mean, even go as far when they do John Wick 5, at least bring her in to that movie at least.
It would be nice if she was there. Yeah, I would like that. But because she is part of the world, and the film it massively performed.
I mean, at least do something with her. I mean, even if she's not like, have her like, okay, let's say John Wick 5 is the aftermath of everything. Well, we'll get into that. We'll get into that when we talk about John Wick 4.
Well, so anything else on Ballerina, or do we move the part?
I think we got everything, man.
Okay.
The only reason it's a 5 for you because of the flamethrower scene. Yeah, really.
And the hot chick. But here's the thing. John Wick 4, a 5. As far as John Wick movies go, I think this is the best one. Ballerina is kind of a standalone film. I think it's a 5. But I think John Wick 4 is the best one out of just the regular John Wick movies. And I have that right here. Without a case, which bums me out, but I did see that I could buy one on eBay. So what are you thinking as far as but give your rating right now? Why not?
A lot of nut biting, man. A lot of nut biting. Okay. My only criticism. I feel like they went a little too long with this movie.
It's 3 hours.
it's like, well, I get 2 hours and 40-some minutes. A lot of the fight scene, so I think some of the fight scenes were gone a little too long. So if they would have maybe cut some of them down a little bit, I think it would have been. I would have given this a solid 5. But I will give this a 4.75.
Okay.
Out of everything, this if this is truly the last movie we ever get with Keanu Reeves playing John Wick, this wraps up the story brilliantly.
Yeah.
So that the only reason I knock off that 0.25 is because I'll tell you, when I'm watching a movie, when I keep hitting the button going, oh man, we still got 45 minutes left. Oh man.
I did, when I put the movie in, I went, oh fuck, that's right. This thing's almost 3 hours long.
Yeah.
So I think I stopped it because I'm like, well, I might as well just watch it tomorrow because I started it pretty late. And it's like, no, I'll just hold off on it. But this one we do get Donnie Yen is in here.
Yes.
A blind high table assassin and an old friend of Wick who is forced out of retirement to kill Wick to ensure the safety of his daughter. We do get Bill Skarsgård, who's the Maquis. He is
your favorite person.
Why do you say that?
You know how much you love the Skarsgårds.
Oh, they're fine. I have nothing against the Skarsgårds.
Oh, didn't you say you didn't like the Skarsgårds because you thought they were in too much or something like that? Or,
oh no, they are in an awful lot. I mean, the dad is excellent. The dad is great. But yeah, they're in an awful lot. But he's fine in this because he plays like a little pussy.
I think he did a great job. I mean, he's the one when he finally gets what's coming to him. It's like, yes.
Yeah, yeah, because he is no better than, let's say, the son in the first film, because he's got all his guards around him. You know, he's obviously not an assassin. He doesn't know how to fight. He's just one of these guys with privilege and rich, and he's in a position where
there we go, white privilege in a John Wick movie.
Oh my god, I don't like these movies anymore. That sucks.
Oh, wow. Okay, nope. It gets a 0 now.
0, absolute 0.
0. It's woke. It's
very woke. And then I did mention this guy who I would really like to think that nobody is a name, that it's a status. I really liked him in this, and he has the dog.
Yeah.
He's got a dog. So
again, a lot of nut biting.
Yes. And he's not all fancy. He's not all rich. I think he's supposed to look like a homeless guy because we do see him on the street. So I think that's his thing, because he is a tracker. It says that he, Mr. Nobody, the tracker, a bounty hunter pursuing Wick. And that's Shamir Anderson. I hope I'm saying his name right, but
yeah,
he's really good in this.
Yeah, don't they call him Tracker in the movie? Because when I was reading the subtitles, every time they would have him talk, they named him Tracker.
Yeah, maybe that. Yeah, maybe. But he keeps calling. Well, at one point somebody does say, and I think it might be Skarsgård says, Mr. Nobody. Like he goes, "What's your name?" And he goes, "Nobody." And then I think to be sarcastic, like Bill Skarsgård goes, "Oh, okay, Mr. Nobody."
Yeah. Well, I think later on he does say his name. He called himself Tracker or something, because I don't know. That's at least that's what I think. I could be.
Well, I think that he is the adjudicator, that he is a tracker. That's his job.
Yeah.
But he seems to go off the name Nobody.
Yeah.
So that's why I like to stick with thinking that he's part of Mr. Nobody, or the film Nobody. And I found this picture here of everybody with their dog.
There you go.
So I thought that was kind of cool. So everybody's got a dog, except there should be like the little puppy. I think like in between the big dog and Keanu Reeves, they should have had like the little puppy right there. I don't think they should have left the little puppy out. But I do think that
puppy.
Nah, I'm so sad. It tears me up. But this, of course, has, as we discussed earlier, the great Donnie Yen. There he is, now blind. And I cannot wait for his spinoff. I hope that it does well.
Oh yeah, especially after the end credits. The show, is it the end credits or? Did they do it? Did they do like a little? I might be remembering this wrong, but they showed like him going to see his daughter after he was free, and then the daughter of the guy that he kills at the beginning is coming after him. So
Yeah, it says the very last thing in the description is Kane returns to Paris in the final scene before the credits to reunite with his daughter, but
and
is
so
approached by a vengeful knife-wielding Akira.
yeah,
So yeah, even here in the description, after Kane, Mr. Nobody and Mr. Nobody's dog assist John in fighting off dozens of assassins. I
mhm,
love that. That's one of the reasons why I give this 5, and it might be one of my favorite ones. Those stairs, and then he falls all the way down the stairs, like 200 steps, and then he has to go up the stairs. Then he falls down the stairs. Then he goes up half the stairs. Then he falls down the stairs again, and it's just like fuck. And it's and what's great is is the Donnie Yen character is Kane could kill him at any point,
mhm.
and he doesn't. Instead, he helps him, like with the dog, and with the dog, to get up those stairs so he could get there before sunrise, so then
Yeah.
they could do that duel.
Well, he has. Well, if you remember that scene in the church, he's like, that was his like moment of saying, "Hey, I still respect you. I still consider you. I still consider you my friend. Because he wants to say, hey, he wants to honor Wick by saying, okay, let's get you to this thing so we can finish this off.
Right.
So
Well,
I feel
yeah.
like it's Donnie Yen's Kane saying, hey, these guys are trying to screw you over. I'm gonna make sure you get there,
Right.
despite what they want to do.
I think that there is a OGP brought this up to me because he had watched these a while back, and he goes, the one thing that I don't like is, and he looked at it more as a film thing, not like
Mhm,
a story thing, is you'd have John Wick and one guy fights him and that guy dies. Then another guy comes, then John Wick fights him, he dies, then another guy. Instead of just like 6 people coming at him at once.
mhm,
And I think if you watch a lot of martial arts movies,
mhm.
there is a respect thing to fighting.
Yes.
And so one person would go in and fight, and then a second person would come in. They wouldn't just all attack somebody at once. And
Yeah.
so I think that's what you get out of this when you know certain people in this could have killed Wick at any point.
Yeah.
And he is saved some of the time by other people. So Wick isn't perfect.
Mhm,
Because there were plenty of moments where he was going to die and somebody came in and shot the guy that was coming up behind him.
yeah.
That there is a code, and it's kind of like when Spider-Man came out, the original, like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man,
Mhm,
and there's a point where Green Goblin could have pulled off Spider-Man's mask and he
mhm,
doesn't. And a friend of mine at that time said, well, why didn't he just pull off the mask? And I said, because it's respect for the mask.
yeah.
You don't, if Batman is dead on the ground and you're the Joker, you don't want to know who's under that mask. It ruins everything because you're
Mhm,
fighting Batman. You're not fighting the guy under the mask. And I think that's the same thing with this is Wick needed to get up those stairs to the church so they could do the duel.
mhm,
And Donnie Yen or Kane knew, okay, I may have to fight this guy. I may not have to fight this guy. I may kill him. I may not. He's a friend of mine. I respect him. He respects me. I just got to get him up there.
yeah.
And then whatever happens, happens. But the
Mhm,
stairs right now, that's the obstacle that we have to get up.
yeah.
So that's why I absolutely I love this film. I love
Yeah.
everything about it. So
Yeah.
so what do you think from, and this might have been part 2, his jacket, John Wick's bulletproof jacket that he keeps doing this with? He's shooting people and he's like blocking the bullets. Do you think what do you think about his bulletproof jacket?
I mean, it's unique. I'll give it that. I mean, usually it's like, bulletproof, like, bulletproof vests underneath. So, but then again, even a bulletproof vest is kind of flawed because it's only this. This ain't protected. Your arms aren't protected. So him being able to do this being bulletproof, he's protecting his head now. So kind of,
because I mean, he is holding it up like this as he's shooting. Is it too reliable? Is it too,
It's unique.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't mind it myself. So it's okay. It's it's okay. It's fine for what it is.
Like you said earlier, it's almost like the Q moments. Like, he's John Wick's kind of almost like James Bond, where he has all the gadgets and stuff that he can use. Yeah. So he has the bulletproof suit that was given to him by the wasn't it the guy that it was the tailor, because he went to the tailor to have it done, right?
The tailor, and then everybody kind of seems to help him too, because it's like Lawrence Fishburne and Ian McShane. They bring him a suit in part 4 because they're kind of like in that little canal type of place. And then of course, whenever people do help him, they always seem to get, especially in part 3, where they all, because which I find funny with like Ian McShane with part 2, when Wick kills the guy in the Continental, he's like, John, you're my friend, but I have to put this hit out on you. And then they know if they help John that there's going to be a problem. So there's going to be like the one person gets the sword through the hands. The other person kind of gets like the samurai sword on the back. That there are, you're going to lose the Continental.
There's consequences for them helping John. Yeah.
And there's these rules that I really like in this, that there are consequences, and they all know the rules, but they're going to break them because it's John Wick.
Yeah.
So any other thoughts on John Wick 4?
I mean, we gotta talk about the duel, man. The duel was a great scene, man, because especially when they shoot the third bullet, I think, because they're like 30 paces away. I think they missed 20. He hits, I think he misses Kane, but Kane gets Wick.
Yeah, there's like there's like a gut, like a side.
A shoulder hit or something like that first. And then they get to 10 paces, and Kane shoots, hits him in the side. The Marquise guy was like, "Oh, I have a rule. I can come in and I can do the final kill." And then Winston's like, "You moron." He didn't even shoot. He's like, "Huh?"
Which, because we never saw from the stairs to the church that conversation that Wick and Kane had. We're going to do this, this, this. I'm not going to fire. You can shoot me. And then, the guy is so sure of himself.
Oh, yeah.
So egotistical.
And it backfires on him. And that's what I loved, man. I love when a villain gets so freaking cocky to the point to where one of the main characters goes, "You arrogant a-hole." He didn't even fire. And he's like, "Huh?"
Yeah. Yeah.
And at that scene, I'm like, yes.
Because he absolutely deserved it in every way possible.
Definitely deserved it. Most villains, I love when villains are, most villains are like sympathetic, which most of the villains in the series, you're like Kane. He's a villain, but not really a villain. But he's only doing it for his daughter. So you're sympathetic with them. Some of the other guys, you're kind of like, okay, yeah, they were kind of a-holes. But him, he was like an a-hole from beginning to end. And then when he finally gets killed, you're like, Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's always these. It's because he's protected. He knows, like at the first movie, the gangster's son. He's protected. The guy's like, "Do you know who I am?" And it's
Hmm.
because this guy can go do anything he wants to, even though he's a little pussy.
Yeah.
Put him in a room by himself, and he would cower, against the corner, of the wall, crying,
Hmm.
please don't hurt me. But of
Yeah.
course, when he has around him six, bodyguards that are 300 pounds and 6 feet tall, he's going to think that he's king of the world, and that
Yeah.
he can't be touched.
Yeah.
So it's nice when, when these guys get what's coming to him. And I believe he was shot in the head, and
Yeah.
rightly so.
Hmm.
But of course, who knows, because I think it's Winston. Somebody, I think, mentioned to him, another one will just pop up.
Yeah.
It's just, if you do anything to him, just that somebody else is going to be popped up.
Yeah.
One other thing I like with this is they take their time with stuff. So there's
Hmm.
this scene where Winston goes and talks to him, and
Hmm.
it's the camera is just a wide shot of a room, and there's all the paintings on the wall, and
Hmm.
Winston just starts from one side, and the camera doesn't move, and he just walks, and he 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 walks, and then he's at the table. Like they just didn't have him enter and then cut to the table. They
Yeah.
took their time with everything in this, and that's probably why it's almost 3 hours.
Hmm.
But I love stuff like that, because it
Yeah.
just they played with that room, with how far the door was and the desk,
Hmm.
because he kept stopping to have these conversations along the way. Like, I just can't get out of this friggin' room, man.
Yeah.
Shit just keeps being, said.
Yeah.
So, so with this one, this made more money than any of them.
Yeah.
So this came out in 2023, March 24th. Its budget was, it's the highest one, 100 million, and it made 447 million.
Wow.
How they
That's
can't
crazy.
do a fifth one, I don't know.
Well, I mean, if you see in the documentary, they're kind of like, hey, I think they were kind of burned out at this point because Keanu is even saying like, he put his body on the line. He said he's willing to do another one, but maybe they're gonna instead of doing like one every year or every 2 years like they were doing, they'll be like, let's give it a little bit of time. I think the director even said he wanted to go do some other things.
Yeah.
I think he
Okay.
wanted to do another movie or something like that.
Well, it says here on April 1st, 2025, Lionsgate chair Adam Fogelson announced at CinemaCon that the studio is developing a fifth film with the director and Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. Okay. So that just shows you that Wick's not dead then.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, unless, because Keanu Reeves, when he did Matrix Resurrections, the
Hmm.
reason why he does a lot of this instead of a lot of martial arts is he said he's too old.
Yeah.
He's like, I would do the film, but I'm going to have to do a lot of that hand thing where I can force somebody through a door. I can't
Yeah.
do as much martial arts. So he's on the back of the motorcycle and he's doing this thing to like the cars and the people that are coming after him,
Yeah.
because he's just like, I'm just getting old, man.
Getting
So,
to a point where he can't be doing all of his own stunts anymore.
right.
So I
So,
mean, it's gonna be interesting to see what they do with part five. I mean, maybe they might just have like him in there, but it's gonna be more. It might be more like we definitely have a you know an unresolved thing with Donnie Yen because the last scene of him walking through the crowd and that assassin's coming after him. So maybe maybe that's where a spinoff may pick up, or
yeah.
maybe that might be where five will pick up. I don't know.
Well, we do have I don't know if this was ever made or not, but there's John Wick, and it's like an animated series or an animated film, comic books maybe, but something with John Wick animated.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Plus,
Thank you. So there is that possibly.
okay.
There is this John Wick Under the High Table, which is a spinoff, but I haven't heard anything about it.
Okay.
And then this is made. So Kane. So we know that's coming. Just don't know
Okay.
when.
So,
Be
so
nice.
that one's the one. That's the Kane spinoff.
Yeah.
That'd be
I mean,
interesting to see what they do with that. I mean, because they could go. They could do like a prequel, to like showing like how because I think he wasn't always blind. I think they took his eyesight.
yeah.
So maybe they might be showing him before he became blind, like who he was before that. Maybe they might, just continue on with like the end of John Wick 4 and just continue that storyline.
Yeah,
We'll see.
It would be interesting to see if they because I'm looking here, Kane, is there anything on it? Kane is an upcoming action thriller directed by Donnie Yen, from an original story by Yen, intended to be the 6th film and 7th overall installment in the John Wick franchise. The plot centers around the titular character who navigates his release from the assassin organization known as the High Table. The movie takes place chronologically after the events of John Wick 4.
Oh, okay. So the story we might still get like maybe some flashbacks or something before he became blind. Maybe there's always a possibility.
Yeah. So that's definitely something to look forward to.
Oh yeah, definitely. There. I would definitely check that out when it comes out.
And then we'll just quickly go over some of the other things that we think that are kind of connected, which would be Atomic Blonde, Nobody 1 and 2, and being connected to John Wick. So the first one that did come out is Atomic Blonde, which I absolutely love. Atomic Blonde. I think it's a great film. She just gets the fucking shit kicked out of her, which is great. I know that sounds awful, but it's realistic at least.
Yeah.
Atomic Blonde came out in 2017. It has a good director on it, David Leitch. He also did like Bullet Train, The Fall Guy, Hobbs and Shaw, Deadpool 2. He has a new film coming out with Jason Statham. This is called How to Rob a Bank is one that's coming out.
Okay.
But he is doing one also with Statham I think it's called like Jason Statham Stole My Bike. Was he the second guy? Was he?
Yeah, he was the one that was directing with Chris.
Yeah,
and I guess because in the documentary he kind of, I guess they were constantly bickering at each other to the point where even the cast and crew were like, the daddies are fighting again.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
They're like, he's like, I cannot do another film with him. So that's when he left and he did Atomic Blonde after that.
Yeah, because he's made some good films on his own. Of course, co-directing John Wick, Atomic Blonde, Deadpool 2, Hobbs and Shaw, Bullet Train, The Fall Guy, How to Rob a Bank. That's coming up. Jason Statham Stole My Bike. That's coming up. So 2026 and 2027.
That title kills me, man. Jason Statham Stole My Bike
is an upcoming action comedy. And Jason Statham plays a fictionalized version of himself. So yeah, that should be funny. He produced Nobody, Violent Night, Love Hurts. Oh God, that was awful. Nobody 2, Over Her Dead Body, Violent Night 2, which is coming out. So, and he was one of the producers on a bunch of the John Wick movies, not all of them though.
Yeah.
So, but Atomic Blonde, I've seen a few times, and its budget is 30 million. It made 100 million.
Okay.
It
I
does
definitely
say
want to check it out at some point.
it's worth owning. It really is.
Okay. Okay.
It says in 2017 he expressed a desire to develop a sequel to Atomic Blonde, saying that the project is dependent on the first film's success. Then in 2018, Theron confirmed that a sequel was in active development. 2019, the director announced that the project is in development and has begun a production deal with a streaming company. 2020, it's announced that the film was in development as a Netflix exclusive film. Oh, good. They won't release it on. And Theron will be back as a producer. Potential crossover with John Wick. 2017, the director was asked about a potential crossover featuring the Atomic Blonde with the John Wick franchise. He Leach directed the. Oh, okay. So the director of Atomic Blonde, after previously co-directing the first John Wick movies, the filmmaker stated that it sounded like a great idea.
So he didn't say yes and he didn't say no.
Say no, yeah. I think it's just
it's a rights thing at that point. Like, yeah. Can he do it? Can he not do it?
Yeah, these are a lot of production companies I've never really heard of. Well, distributed by Focus Films, that I know, but all the other companies I don't exactly know. And then the other one would be Nobody, and which I absolutely love also.
That's a movie I've always wanted to see. I just have not got a chance to see it, so it's on my list to watch.
So this is a different director. This is a guy who did the film Hardcore Henry, which is the POV movie.
Yeah, I did not care for that one.
I own it, but I haven't watched it. Budget is 16 million. It made 57. Potential crossover. Okay. In March 2021, the director was asked about a potential crossover between the John Wick franchise and Nobody. As the films are distributed by, okay, here's where it comes in. Different companies, Lionsgate and Universal. The director indicated this was unlikely and stated the franchises were very different. At most, he would like to see it done in a small and subtle Easter egg reference manner. Later that month, the director was asked about a potential crossover and pointing out that the two different studios were involved. He said, "That's all I'll say. I mean, everything's possible. Stranger things have definitely happened, but yeah." Then in 2021, the director stated that if any crossover occurred, he would prefer it in a minimalist fashion and opted that he would prefer that John Wick and Hutch Mansell would be on the same side should their characters share more screen time. So it's talked about. It's definitely talked about.
But like you said, but like they're saying, it's two different companies. They really can't. They can't. They didn't say no, but they didn't say yes either. So they said they're kind of like, well, we'd like to do it, but we can't do it.
Right. And I do own. I got Atomic Blonde. Got its case here for it. So,
nice.
And then I also own, which does not have a case, Nobody. So I got that one also. And then we're gonna get to, and I just got this and rewatched it, Nobody 2.
And did you like it this time, John?
Okay, so if we're doing a 5-star rating just on these movies, Atomic Blonde will get a 4. Nobody would at least get a 4.5. And this would get a 2.
Oh wow.
Maybe 2.5. So
Okay.
it
Because I've heard a lot of people saying that Nobody 2 is not good.
it's
Well, it's not. Well, okay, it's not as good as the first one.
so this the great thing about this is that it's that it's the guy from Breaking Bad, that it's Saul, right? He's
Yeah.
this nerd, this shady, corrupted nerd.
Yeah.
So when we first see him in this, we're like, okay, Saul Goodman, really? And what we find out is, see, it says from the director of John Wick, he has a tattoo, and somebody sees this tattoo because he goes to find, he's looking for his daughter's bracelet. So his dog doesn't get killed, but these thieves steal his daughter's bracelet. So he goes into a tattoo place where he's the wimpiest guy there. And this big guy, like a biker, notices the tattoo. And he says, oh, wait, you were in this squad? And he nods his head. And the guy's like, and this is like a big guy. And he's like, and he just reverses, goes out a door, locks it, and leaves. And all of a sudden, everybody else in the room is like, what the fuck? And there's a bus scene in this where he kicks the shit out of these like foreign idiots, these like total douchebags. And it's one of the greatest fight scenes ever. It is brilliant because of who he is. There is a realisticness to Nobody, and you buy in on it throughout the entire movie. The problem with part 2, and I don't mind this at the beginning, is we see him on the job, and so we see him kicking ass. That's fine. This goes back to the sequel problem. Do we make something totally different, or do we just do the same thing over again? They just did the same thing over again. So it's you could almost say it's like Roadhouse, or a movie from like the 80s where the guy goes into the town that's corrupt, and like the mayor is corrupt and the sheriff is corrupt and they're dealing drugs, and the one guy who's the ex-military guy and they don't know it goes in and kicks ass and blows up the building at the end, something that Schwarzenegger would do, or Stallone. And that's what this turns into, is that Sharon Stone is the main villain and is awful. I don't know if she was hemming it up on purpose. I don't know if she forgot how to act. I don't know if she was directed. She is horrible. And her villain is so comic booky and so over the top, I checked out. And I gave it a second chance. And it's like, I like the beginning until they go on a vacation, which is Wally World. They basically duplicate Vacation, because he's going to take the family to the amusement park that he loved as a kid. Just like a Vacation. And it's such a letdown. I mean, if they really, 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 really wanted to do a 90s action movie that, that you would have these Roadhouse or The New Kids or any of these types of movies, I don't know. They just failed at it. They just failed.
Yeah.
It just didn't. There are great scenes. There's a fight in an elevator that is really good. There's a fight in a kitchen that's really good. But this poster is better than the movie. They try to duplicate the bus fight in one of those like duck boats that's on like a lake, and it's at this amusement park. They try to duplicate that. And it's like, oh, this is just the bus scene.
So basically, like John Wick was the same but better. This was the same but worse.
Yeah, because at least John Wick felt like a continuous story.
Yeah.
Even when you put in Ballerina, it still feels like a continuous story over maybe like, what is it, like a week or something like that. And so you
Something
could
like
watch
that.
them back to back and they would be fine. This is just, oh, everybody loved the first film. It made a lot of money. Let's do a sequel, but we don't know what to do. So we're just going to remake the first movie.
Sounds
So
about
it's,
right.
I mean, it did make some money. I mean, it didn't come out that long ago, last year, 2025. Different director though. Its budget was 25 million and it made 43 million. I mean,
So
it
not
made
quite its money back. I mean, it made its money back,
money
but
back,
not
but
not necessarily a successful box office success.
yeah,
So I don't. So let's just say we may not be seeing a Nobody 3.
I don't think so, unless maybe they want to do something, for like Netflix or a streaming channel, maybe.
Yeah.
But it's yeah, and it's the casting. Sharon Stone is fine, but she's just awful. Christopher Lloyd is back in it. Colin Hanks, I enjoyed because he's the corrupt cop,
Mhm.
and I kind of like that it's Tom Hanks' son playing the corrupt cop, because Tom Hanks has always played such a nice guy that it's nice seeing his son play a bad guy.
Yeah.
It doesn't work, man. And
Yeah.
it's I'll wrap this up with, like, what did this director do? I can't even pronounce it. It's Timothy something. He's an Asian guy. I can't pronounce his name. But what else did he do? He did a movie called Macabre. Nope, don't know that. Killers. Oh, this is all Asian stuff. Shot in the Head. Yeah, this is all Asian stuff. Yeah, feature film. Well, that did say feature films. Oh no, maybe one's. Yeah, it's all Asian. May the Devil Take Care of You. The Night Comes for Us, which
Mhm.
May the Devil Take You To. The Big Four. Oh no. He's directing The Beekeeper too. And that's one of Jason Statham's best movies. Fuck me.
Oh boy.
Yeah, short films. He did some for like ABCs of Death, VHS 2, VHS 94. So he's directed movies. Maybe I just shouldn't blame him. I should blame the writers. He's just directing what he's told to do.
Yeah.
So
maybe not. Maybe he's not a bad director. It's just like you said,
the
the
action
writers
scenes are
aren't.
fine. Yeah, all that's fine.
So
It's
so he knows how to direct. It's just he just has to work with what he's given to work with. And from what you're kind of telling me, it just sounds like they just said, "Hey, let's just copy, paste the script for Nobody, change a couple scenes around. Let's just make this scene. We'll change it to this instead of that. And now another elevator scene. I don't know.
I mean, yeah. So, well, this is longer than what I thought it would be, but shorter than a lot of ours.
Yeah.
So, any final words on the John Wick franchise before we call it a day?
I recommend, if you haven't seen the series, I mean, obviously, if you're watching us, and if you haven't seen it, shame on you. What are you doing? Why are you watching us if you haven't seen this series? But I definitely recommend everyone to go watch them. The Continental, I guess, maybe if you're a completist,
Yeah, that's the only
which
reason why I have it.
I might do the same. I'd like to check it out. You know,
It's peak.
maybe.
If you could get one of those like 30-day trials or 7-day trials, because it's
Mhm.
like watching 3 movies, then check it
Okay.
out just to say that you've seen it. Same thing with like Nobody 2. If you like the Atomic Blonde and Nobody, I think Nobody 2 is worth watching once to say that you've seen it at least.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I would watch it again. I don't think I could give it a third try.
I don't know. I might buy Nobody 2 because I do plan on watching Nobody 1 at one point. And I am a completist. I know that if it's part of a series,
Yeah.
I have to buy it. So
That's why I
But
bought it.
I definitely recommend checking these out. They're fun movies. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's all I have to say. 2 thumbs up from me.
A handful of movies right
Oh,
there.
you're going to break an arm doing that, man.
I know. If I had one more movie on there, the documentary, I think I'd probably break my hand. They're so heavy. Oh, oh God, I didn't notice this before. Nobody 2 has a fresh certification. So that means
And does that mean anything?
and then its reviews were good enough to give it a certification.
And who is that certification from?
Rotten Tomatoes.
And what does Philip Carr write? No, we won't go there.
See now I gotta nobody 2. Let me I could quickly pull this up and then we can leave.
I will say, when I watch you guys' Sunday Night Mayhem, every time Philip plays the Rotten Tomatoes thing, still cracks me up every time.
Oh yeah, that's him. That's his face, and I think his voice too. Okay, so this is amazing. Nobody 2 has this is the tomato meter. So this is the critics. It is certified fresh at 76%. That's 204 reviews.
Mm-hmm.
The fans, the regular people like you and I, it also has a certified hot. That's 1,000 plus verified reviews, 88%.
So people enjoyed the movie. It's just, I don't know. I guess I'm just gonna have to watch the movie and find out for myself.
Yeah, they kind of say there's somebody down here who it's a tomato. They gave it a 3 out of 4. It says, my only issue with Nobody 2 is that it's perfectly content to replay what worked best in 2001's Nobody and not put much thought into doing anything ambiguously different. So in comparison,
2021, you mean?
What'd I say?
You said 2001.
Oh, 2021. Yeah, I'm trying to skip trying to say every little number and messing it up. Okay, so then Nobody is the critics, the tomato meter, 287 reviews, 83. Certified hot, the popcorn meter, the fans, 2,500 plus verified ratings, 94.
Okay.
So 80, so Nobody 2, 76 to 88, 83 to 94. There's not a huge difference here. People seem to like it.
So basically, it's make up your own mind, watch it for yourself. You may enjoy it. I mean, I can't say anything about it. I haven't seen these movies, but don't go by what me, even the movies we don't like on here. Don't go by what me and John say. If we don't like it, that doesn't mean you're not gonna like it. So, you know, I know people that love the Star Wars movies, the Disney Star Wars movies.
They're wrong.
Well, that is your opinion, sir.
See, I can say that it's wrong and you may like it, but you're wrong. I am correct. Okay. So it is the Star Wars sequels are bad.
I'm the same way. Because it's a mess. But if you enjoy that trilogy, I'm not going to take it away from you.
I will, because they're bad. They're bad. So I would say, I'll make this quick and then we'll go. I used to say that all the time. OGP is like, dude, come on. I'm like, okay, you can have your own opinion. I may disagree with your opinion. I have my opinion. You are right to like whatever you like. So I'd go through this whole thing of saying, even though I don't like it, you can like it, whatever. I have now heard so many bad takes on movies that I know are bad that I'm back to, no, I'm right, you're wrong. It's a bad movie. It's that simple. I don't care if you like it. You can. It sucks. You're wrong. It's that simple.
Just like how I love Jar Jar Binks and you hate Jar Jar Binks.
Wasn't you talking about it? I love it.
Misa Jar Jar Binks.
Oh, me stepping poopy. Poopy. Yes, just like this movie. Poopy. Well, actually, now it's better, thanks Disney, because you just made the prequels 1,000 times better. So
there you go.
Yeah. So, all right, everybody. We done? We good?
We good.
All right. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate it. If you made it all the way to the end, we appreciate it. If you like John Wick, let us know. Let us know what your favorite John Wick movie is, or what your least favorite down there. And like, subscribe, comment, talk about John Wick in the comments. We would appreciate it. Let us know if we're full of shit or not, or maybe you agree with our shit. Who knows? And we'll see you on the next one, which we're not sure which one it is yet. So I guess that's it.
It'll be a surprise.
A surprise. All right, everybody. Bye.